Welcome back, guys. Let's go. Oh my gosh, hydration check is right. Gotta start off, Max. Thank you, sir. Oh, stinky. Are we talking about bardic aggravations? Yeah, they released it. It is out there. Episode 1. It is out there. Oh man, that was so much. It's fun to relive that. I'm gonna jump in there and watch back again. Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. Oh yes, and it's Stinky. Her name is Stinky. Okay, get this right. The ringleader. Sorry. First, yeah, so much fun. The whole thing was so much fun. So happy Tuesday, people. Let's go Stoke. Let's go. Homer is stoked. Yep, we are stoked here, people. Let's go. Just a tad late. It's okay. We are me. Oh, I saw 8:30, but maybe by the time I clicked all the buttons, maybe it was 8:31. I don't know. Spells at spell time. Okay, you're here for spells. Well, Flame Master's here for spells. Flame Master, let's go ahead and get some spells. Maybe I'll show some. I'll do a little fire spell sneak peek. Right? Is Brutov stoked? Brutov no care for spells. Brutov knows no magic. Brutov has no magic. He just does things. How much have I missed? You didn't miss anything, Lightning. Let's go. Brutov for life. Let's go. And then apparently we have super chats already. Jeff Chambers sent 20 gifted memberships. Thank you, Jeff Chambers. Always clutch, always. And then, oh my gosh, Liam, before the stream started, super chatted $150 super chat. Welcome back to me, I guess. Thank you, Liam. Oh my gosh. Wow. Liam, for my awesome person of the week, I missed your awesome person of the week, bud. I'm going to shout out the Nerd Doctor. Yes, the creator of DC20 Forge. DC Forge is a new content contender of D&D Beyond for DC20. It has a character creator, and in my humble opinion, as a far superior one to the Demiplane. Oh, Liam thinks it's better than Demiplane. Let's go. And a balanced encounter builder. Yes, that encounter builder actually is that's pretty legit. An audio note taker and many more cool features. He created it in Soul. I am moved by his dedication and why I'm urging everyone to support DC Forge on Patreon. This is an awesome site and can be brought to life. Liam, I appreciate you, dude. That is just such an awesome shout out there. Liam spent $150 to support DC20 to plug and support DC20 and a site for DC20 that's helping the community for DC20. It's just a cycle, guys. It's a cycle. It's a freaking cycle. So yeah, I've been talking with DC Forge a lot and dialing some things in, getting some things going. And yeah, it's looking pretty cool, guys. It's looking pretty cool. He's gonna be getting early access to stuff. I've been working. Last week we had multiple different little talks and stuff like that. He's gonna get early. He's gonna get the 0.10 before it goes live, so he can start to do all the stuff. He's under NDA now. He knows he cannot release 0.10 first. Nice try, but yeah, he's part of the squad. So heck yeah. And then we also got Afari Noxa. No coach last week fee. Thank you, Afari. Happy to see you again. Hope things are going better. Stoke, absolutely stoke. Oh yeah. No, things are looking good. Actually, anytime it's like I'm like not feeling good or sick or something, I do still work. I can't help but do that. So there's it's been a productive week, people. It's been a productive week. How's the car situation? No more car for me. My car, that car was it's gone. I literally had to pay a cash service to just drive to my house and just take my car, and I got the worst deal ever. It was like, but it was just at this point I was like, I just need to get rid of this car. Okay, please take it away from me. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, spent like $2,500 to fix a part on the car for it to still be broken, and then just so it was terrible. Anyway, I hate cars. So thanks for that. That's the rundown, Dustbreaker. And then Samir, so great to see so many DC20 sites and tools coming to life. Yes, and Samir and some fellow Platinum Dragons. We just played DC20 in a one shot last week, and Samir was the coolest freaking dancer bard, like a performing dancer bard. Oh, it was so cool. Well done, man. And then Party Hardy, any special Christmas events? Glad to take part. I don't have any events planned because ultimately I don't like, as far as even just like any sort of event takes time. And I think everyone in general would agree that my time should be spent on DC20. I almost feel guilty spending it anywhere else. As far as like spending time towards DC20, I think has to go towards making it instead of going to a convention and all that stuff. I would love to go to some conventions, y'all, but I forbid myself to go, except for Gen Con. I will go to Gen Con. Just because I just want to stay at home working the game, you know? So anyway, yeah, 0.10 release would be the massive Christmas event. There you go. So now this is the spell sneak peek right here. And again, to clarify the sneak peek, I'm not showing you guys literal spells, right? That will be when they turn green. But if anyone knows how this whole thing has been working, in fact, how about this? Let me pull this up. I'll do I guess Kickstarter is where I should go for this. Posts that I make on Kickstarter. I'm gonna go to Kickstarter post. Dismiss. The Kickstarter post DC20. What else we got? Where's my? Oh, how do I see my own post in my own dashboard? No. I missed the wrong one. Fulfillment? No. Updates? Yes, updates. Published updates. There we go. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, this is what it looked like half a month ago. So like 15 days ago, right? Here we go. Oh yeah. I guess I should show you guys this. Here it is. Boom. All right. This is what it looked like in the last little Kickstarter update. The dark purple. Oh, I guess that should tell you in order. Blue was brainstorming and like outlining possibilities. Yellow was like dialing in the brainstorm and trying to expand, expanding outwards from that foundation to see what is possible, right? And then purple, light purple, is like reeling it in, cleaning it up, seeing what's actually going to happen, right? Cleaning up the spaghetti that we threw at the wall, right? And then dark purple is passing it off to the dev team. They're doing their process at the same time, and then we sync up. And after we sync up, now green, which is what we really want to see, is when they're like, all right, like we're making the spells now. Like we're actually like these, there are spells made I could go to and show you. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is. And then dark green is that entire spell category is done. Because there are going to be multiple spells within each of this category. Hydration check, thank you. Okay. So then the dark green is when the entire category is done, because there's going to be like 3, 4, 5, 10 spells or more, or however many in each of these subcategories, right? So there's the color code. And now to go from this color code to, is this the right thing I'm clicking on? This color code. Boom. Yeah. Oh yeah. So much purple. Yeah. So super hyped for that. Super stoked. I pinched my back. Oh no. Liam, are you okay? And then what else we got? Hey coach, how you feeling? I hope you're better now. I'm feeling much better. I'm all in, baby. Also, to continue the DC of DC20, is it either dangerously critical 20 or damage check 20? Neither of those. Or should I confirm that it's neither of those? No comment. The mystery continues. I see you, Kyle. Ignis, hey, thanks for the super chat. Ignis, hey coach, how does exhaustion resistance from the halfling endurance ancestry interact with the saving throw from overload magic? Gives advantage. Also, will there be a level 3 talent that improves druid domain? Oh, interesting. So a level 3 talent that improves druid domain. Probably not until we show the level 5 druid domain and the level 8 druid domain. You know what I'm saying? Like until we finish the druid class, then we will see how talents can, plug in there to do that. So we got to make the classes first, then we'll see about the talents. And then ultimately, I would say, yeah, a halfling endurance would as far as how it's written currently, it's a save against exhaustion. So yeah, it would have advantage. So very, very, very well done there, Ignis. Very nice. Very interesting. But yeah, there we go. We got so many purples. Weapons and chaos and protection. Protection is actually in a really cool spot. And I have it pink because I'm either going to do it tomorrow during the Patreon live stream or tonight after I finish this live stream. So yes, Agile Monk, longtime Platinum Dragon. There he is. There's in the dragon icon. Let's go. Thanks, dude. Yeah, 17 month. There you go. Heck yeah, celebrate that. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. So weapons are literally like buffing your weapon, summoning a weapon of an element, or like having a weapon float around and fight for you and all that kind of stuff. That's weapon. Chaos is wild magic spells. So some damaging spells, some crazy spells, all that stuff. So yeah, super cool. I'm so excited for that. In fact, somebody name any one of these purple types, and I'll show any one of the purple types. Anything in purple, and I'll show a little snippet into what it kind of looks like in the purple mode, right? Anti-magic, time, life drain, gravity. I'm looking for one that I'm looking for something to like stick out that's like being asked for more. Gravity time. I'm teetering on gravity, time. I'm teetering on time and gravity. Blood magic, transfer blood magic, time Taos, anti-magic. Okay, gravity. Okay, how about that? You're seeing like time and gravity, so let's go to gravity. Gravity. There's so many little things down here. Gravity. Right? So this would be, there we go. This actually is unneeded, so I can delete all this. To this. Delete. Don't need, I almost deleted all that. Don't need this either. Okay, cool. So yeah, this is the concept, like a gravity sinkhole. You choose a central point and pull everything into it. Expands or pushes out the radius. Make able to push things out, could move up from there. So that's all these other things are kind of like notes you'll see me making to myself and the team of like how the spell could go and like my thoughts on that spell. And then like intensify gravity is like slower prone. Slowed goes the prone plus restrained on the ground, debuffs on the target to like intensify the gravitational pull on them. Save for slowed. Objects in the area require a might check to pick up. So like the objects, like things on the ground, you can't even pick up regularly anymore, right? Dunamancy, yes. Creatures are flying, it fall. Creatures are standing, go prone. Creatures are prone or restrained. So it's like a step system of like flying creatures fall, standing creatures go prone, and prone creatures are restrained, right? This could be some cool stuff like that. Polarity link two targets become polarized and push or pull towards each other. So you like magnetize or gravitationize two targets to each other, and you can choose either push or pull, and they push or pull towards each other. And you could use that with allies or with enemies. You know, if like the healer needs to get to the injured person, and you gravitize them together and like pull those two people together. So cool. And then in gravity in the area, enchant a weapon to orbit around you, dealing slashing damage. So it's like an orbiting weapon. Not tethered for intensified gravity. See, tethered, I don't think would make sense for intensified gravity because interesting. I see. If you're saying tethered from a certain spot, but then they could leave, you know, so then it wouldn't really be tethered. If I was going to do that, it would be like a zone of gravity, and then they would have these effects happen to them within the zone. I see the tethered entrance. I don't think that's how I would mechanically iterate on it, but that's a cool. I see where your head's at. Fine. Also, update for DC20 Voyage of Legacies campaign on session 27 this week, and just hired a video editor. Let's go. Nice, dude. Hiring a video editor is clutch, man. Nicely done, Kyle. He's committed. Ignis, what's up? What's up again, dude? I'm glad to inform you that the last question was also from my genius player who asked about Misty Step plus Druid Domain. Dude, you do have a genius player, man. Props to this guy. Tell him the creator of the game said props, dude. Those are some, and I love that. I love it, especially because when people find those things and I take a step back, I'm like, yeah. And it doesn't even like break the game. It's not crazy. And it's like, oh, he exploited the game. And oh my God, you know, that's just a beautiful, beautiful find there. I love that. Very challenging for DM for him, but seems to be having fun. Thanks for all the hard work you're doing. Stoked for the social system next month. That's right. Social system releases in the DC20 magazine next month. So that'll be super cool to get that out there. Heck yeah. Could you use gravity to walk on walls and ceilings? Yeah, there's a way to manipulate gravity. Yeah. So let me go back to the page. Manipulate gravity. Choose left, down, up, right, and you choose what gravity is. So you just gravity switch and then walk on the ceiling. Yeah. So there's so many cool things there. And then the levitation's right here, which is just straight up levitation, right? So yeah. And then Liam, chaos spell. As a reaction to getting hit, make a fate roll. Success, you're healed instead of take damage. Fail, their damage is doubled. Woof. Woof. Ouch. That scares me. Doubling, anytime you say the word double, whoo, I'm scared of it. I'm scared of doubling. That's crazy. But Liam, I always love your wild boy. You're a wild boy. There we go. So then, question, do you still plan to allow infinite levels? Whoa. Like through the prestige system or similar, even if it's a DC magazine. I mean, anyone can do, you could do infinite levels right now, technically, and you just keep giving them talents, right? And how the prestige system is laid out, you could just do it again. Like it's going from, it's 10 levels from 11 to 20, but then you can just do it again from 31, from 21 to 30, from 31 to 40. You could just keep doing it again. It is a template. So you could. That's crazy. But you could. Man, I don't even know if somebody's going to do that. But that's not going to be supported in that way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, official rules for past level 20, no. That'd be crazy. We would have to run out of a lot of ideas on DC20 magazine before something like that would happen. And I say that not because it's not a cool idea. I say that because there's so many things that I want to do for that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Coach John made me yawn. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. I get like 5 to 6 hours of sleep. You know what I'm saying? Which is usually starts to, maybe catch up, and then I need to catch up. Maybe I should sleep a little longer one day, get caught up. Right. And then Jekko Geek. So when do you think a cleric, wizard, bard, or sorcerer with access to bronze dragon info will learn about some new spells? Cleric, wizard, bard, or sorcerer. I don't understand what the first part of that means, but bronze dragons get access to early spells, and as soon as I'll say this, as soon as one of these, let me go back and literally show here. As soon as one of these turn green, the bronze dragon patrons are going to see them. As soon as they turn dark green, done. Right. So yeah, I mean the bronze dragon patrons are going to be getting those as soon as we can, as we keep trying to do. I will say it is going to be tight if we can make this thing for Christmas. It is going to be so tight. We have tripled our meeting, doubled or tripled our meetings, and as you can see from the production here, dialed things up a lot. So we'll see how that goes. But there's your answer for that. But they'll be cranking out as soon as they can. So cool. That is there's a little showcase. And then what I'm also planning on doing is, as soon as we do start getting green, I'm going to showcase like one spell per week. I'm just going to keep showcasing a spell, and just start showcasing, maybe 2 spells or something like that. Just kind of start showing where the spells actually come through. So my goal for next week is to have a spell for you guys to see. Oh shoot. And actually have a 0.10 official done spell. And I say done in quotations because it might change between now and releasing it, of course. But yeah, so heck yeah. So starting next week, that's my goal. Is to show you that. Aegis, 20 gifted memberships. Thank you, Aegis. Let's go. I love that name too, Aegis, because it's like a shield. You know what I'm saying? So love that. Now, so let's go back to hashtag questions. If you got questions, ask them. Hashtag question. I got my moderators here. I'm gonna pull my things up. And we'll just jump right into the Q&A. And then next week, we'll do the spell showcase of actual 2 spells. And then jump into the Q&A. So let me get to my questions. Where'd it go? There we go. All right, sick. Wait, is that from today? Oh, no, it's not from today. There we go. And new. All right, what we got? Joseph Blosser. Does DC mean dice check like there is a AC for attack check, SC for spell check, and a majority on a D20? Interesting. People are now dissecting and trying to solve what DC and DC20 means. So I am going to plead the DC 5th on this one. See what I did there? See what I did there? But I love the speculation. It is super cool to see people speculate, and some people have some really cool speculations. That's what I'll say. I appreciate you, Joseph. And then any foreseen changes to streams with holidays upcoming? As far as streams over the holidays, I don't know. I don't even know if I think we're going to be home. Sometimes we go to Michigan, sometimes we don't, as far as Christmas goes, usually every other year type thing. So I genuinely don't remember where we went last year. I have no idea. So I'll let y'all know, but I'll probably know the week before or something. So we'll see. And then what else we got? What is there a summoning spell for each creature type? In general, yes. Yeah, there's a summoning spell for each creature type. So heck yeah. Yeah, Sarah will let me know. That is how that goes. My wife will let me know, and then I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we're going. And then November 18th. Whoa, oh, that's today. I was just reading the timestamp on the questions. So Max Stearns question: your spells are so much more creative and involved than what we've seen in 5e. Are you worried the interactions are too complicated or video gamey? Love that. Thank you for the compliment, and love the genuine concern. So both of those. So there's two parts to that question. One is it too complicated, and one is it too video gamey? I'll answer the video gaming thing right away. I definitely don't think it's too video gamey. I think I would say epic is what I'm going for. I don't want you to be able to be like, okay, so I'm gonna do an earth spell, and it causes difficult terrain in the area. Okay, I did my earth spell. Like, yeah, that's an earth spell that causes an effect. But like, that's not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want people to freaking go crazy, man, especially at higher levels, especially when you're enhancing stuff. So I want y'all to be able to just go wild and keeping the reins on there. I'm getting a little excited. Keeping the reins in on there to where you can't just do like these crazy, like pulling down stars and shooting down laser beams and crazy stuff like that. I want it to be epic and creative in what you can do and the types of moments that you'll have at the table. Because if you let players be creative and you build spells that allow for cool interactions like that, I'm telling you, man, like the spell, it's like when you give your party a magic item and they're like, oh, it does this one insignificant thing, and then they find a cool way to use it. I want spells in DC20 to be like that. Two creatures can be pulled towards each other or pushed away from each other. That's almost like a magic item, honestly. It's just a very creative way to do a spell, and there's so many cool things that can come from it. So I'm super excited for that. So I'm not worried about the video gaming aspect of it, because definitely I have my pulse check on that, and I'm not wanting things to get too crazy. That doesn't make sense, you know. There was one martial maneuver that had the martial like running really, really far and then returning back, not provoking opportunity attacks. I was like, how is a level 2 character doing that? No. So I don't want it to be video gamey in that way, where there's like glitching through things and whatever, right? So I am watching out for that. But then as far as too complicated goes, that's where the challenge comes in, is to have really cool things happen, but have the mechanics on them be very straightforward, right? So that's just the challenge that you'll see how that comes out, right? And then it's the rub will be, do I allow, like, there's a really cool spell in the game, it's super creative, it's awesome, and we really nail it, we figured out a way to do it, but it's a little complicated. Do I let those spells into the game or not? Is kind of the question I'm going to be answering myself. And honestly, in like this playtesting phase right now, where we're still making the game, I'm probably going to release those more complicated spells and see what the feedback is on it, right? The Druid class is a good example of that, where we released the Druid class, and the first iteration of the Druid class was very complicated, and we have cleaned up and refined it since. Just continuously made the literal, it used to be like a whole side of a page, like one of the features, and now we've trimmed it down over the iterations, right? So yeah. And then let me get kind of my super chats. Thank you, Max. Where are there going to be any changes to spell duel mechanics? When spells come out, there is a slight change to spell duels, and no, there's a big change to combo spell casting. It's going to work kind of like spell duels. But then hold up. Also, can Druid insta kill by turning into micro and going inside a creature? Turning into micro. Druids can't turn into micro. So yeah, druids cannot turn into micro. Oh. Well, they get small. I see what you're saying. You're talking about like they enhance themselves in a way and then go inside somebody. So in general, I would say that's lame, and then that would just become a feature, and then people are just climbing inside of things and exploding themselves. You would get shunted out, right? Or the spell wouldn't work if you don't have the space to move. Imagine if you're an ant and you grow underground, right? If you go underground and you try and get turned back into a person, right? It would be lame if you just died. You know what I'm saying? You would either get shunted out into a space that can occupy your space. The things would, that's the type of stuff that we'd have to like either have codified in the spell, and that's where the complexity comes in, and we got to make sure to clean it up, and we have to answer that and clean that up in a way that's not super complicated. Like, oh, if this happens, then this happens, but if it's that, then yeah. So I would say no, they don't insta kill it as far as what the rules intention is. And then spell duel mechanics are going to be pretty much the same, and combo spell casting is going to join in that realm. If I have a YouTube channel and I have Bronze Dragon info, what can I say to spread the hype about the new maneuvers? If you're a YouTuber that has access to that, you can talk about all those things and show them all that kind of stuff. If you want more specific questions on that with YouTubers, email me. You should be on the YouTuber DC20 influencer list anyway. So email me, we'll talk about it. But basically, anytime third-party content creators and other content creators have stuff that they get early, I'm always fine with them showing you guys, as long as they don't literally like show the entire thing. And they're like, oh yeah, here you go. Here's a link to it. Now you have it. Wait, what? So when I give early access to people, they use it responsibly, and they can still delineate that information to you guys and make videos about it and actually make content about it, because making content is not just being like, oh, hey, look, here's the whole page of all the new stuff. Let me scroll through it for you slowly. Now you have it too. That's not content. You know what I'm saying? And as a content creator for years, that's exactly kind of the stuff I would do, and I'd have early access stuff. So yeah, that's how that whole thing works, right? Wheeler with the super chat. Still looking good, meat boy. I'm down 5 more pounds. Heck yeah, baby. Heck yeah. Thanks, dude. You're the guy. You're the one pushing me over the edge, dude. Heck yeah. Feeling great. And Liam, do we have Wish? If so, how is it improved from 5e? Wish might be one of the last spells made. So as far as Wish goes, the spell Wish, yes, the Wish spell is like outlined in the game. Is it going to go into the 0.10? No. Everyone's level 4 right now. You know what I'm saying? So when we release all these spells, we're going to release a ton of spells, but they might not have all the enhancements. You know what I'm saying? That the spell will eventually have it when the game's all the way up to level 20. You know what I'm saying? So heck yeah. What's up, Chase? Welcome back. Are there DC20 versions of Sun and Moonbeam? Yes. There's literally both. There's a Sunbeam and a Moonbeam spell. And the second one is potentially a toggle between the two. So yeah, for sure. Jekyll Geek, I have a YouTube. Okay, there we go. And we're caught up there. Okay, back to the question. Oh, Jekyll, any plans for kobolds, hobgoblins, and elemental race? Yes, and yes. Hobgoblin is a bit up in the air. I don't know if hobgoblin is a necessarily needed race, especially with how everything's kind of outlined. Hobgoblin is pretty much a goblin, and if you want to, you know what I'm saying, like I think hobgoblin's maybe not necessary, but kobold 100%, and then elemental 100%. So yes, and then there we go. Back to the question. More questions. Skippy Flintlock question: should orbit weapon do damage type of weapon or slash only? In general, it would do the weapons damage type, and you would choose the weapon upon summoning it. So you would summon a weapon in some way, or just choose a weapon that's on your body, and it would deal that damage, right? And the spell would probably say something where you would either choose a weapon on your person, or you summon a spell or summon a weapon, right? And Path of Most Resistance. Welcome, Path of Most Resistance. I love your icon. Hello, Clarice. No, that's the wrong movie. Hal, I see. Oh, what does Hal say? I forget. Cameron Bradford question. What spell category has been your favorite to work on? Oh, I love that question. Favorite to work on. Spell category, favorite to work on. Earth has been awesome. Illusion was super fun. Anti-magic spells are fire. Creation, enchantment, life drain. I get some sick life drain spells, y'all. Some sick life drain spells. And then protection's been fun just because it's so damn hard. Protection's been the hardest one to do and do it right, and that's I could do a whole live stream talking about protection spells. So yes, there's that. Logan, thanks for the super chat, man. You mentioned Moonbeam gave me PTSD. I have Twilight Cleric Echo Knight that uses Moonbeam like a Death Star laser, undead piles of ash everywhere. No, it's not like that. Moonbeam Death Star. Oh my gosh, that's funny. I love the Death Star reference. Liam, a reincarnation spell. How does DC20 handle this concept? So there's going to be resurrection in the game, and essentially there's going to be a revive spell that is able to revive a target if they've been dead for 1 round, and that's going to be the earliest iteration of the spell. Liam's really good at getting sneak peeks, y'all. So the Revivify version is like, all right, for 1 mana and you have to be able to use the spell within 1 round of them dying. Yes, that's right. The first version of Resurrection, you have to get to them within 1 round or they're dead. You know what I'm saying? And if that fails, then you got to get them to somebody else who can cast the spell better that has a longer time, right? Then when you can pump another mana into it, it adds potentially more rounds, or enough mana added into it. Could be a day and more mana. You get the idea, right? And so there's going to be tiered versions of resurrection spells. And then for reincarnation, that's a whole separate spell that you have a functioning reincarnate, and they would be in a different body and all that kind of stuff, right? So heck yeah, Liam. Path of Most Resistance. I'm sorry, DC. I'm afraid I can't do that. Oh, there it is. I'm sorry, DC. I'm afraid I cannot do that. I'm afraid I can't do that. Question, any star spells? So you can do sun, moon, and stars. Star spells. I don't know if there's any star spells off the top of my head. I'm going to write that down, though. Orbiting star spell. We need 1 star spell. There you go. I got you, Beth. Wandering Wookiee. I've compiled a doc of all the lore you have mentioned from alpha to recent. Can I put that out or should I send it to your team? Wandering Wookiee. Send that to my team real fast. Send that to my team. I want to see it. And then I probably am going to say, yeah, go ahead and send it out there. And we might even fact check it for you to make sure that it's right. Because I would hate for you to do all this work and then put it out there and then like accidentally spread misinformation in that way. But that is amazing that you've done that, Wandering Wookiee. You are a badass. That's so cool. Oh, man. Liam. Yeah, please send that, Wandering Wookiee. Liam, what can you share about things like prestidigitation and thaumaturgy? There's some one of the talks we have to have as a team about spells is having some of those flavor spells. And what do you do with the flavor spells? Do we just give it to people? And if you can cast a spell, you can do this thing. Ritual spells and all that kind of stuff. So I do want to have those type of spells that do like cool things. And I think there are 3 of them in the game, and I've delineated in different lines. One of them's like an illusion-based thing. One of them's, so I think that's kind of how those have gone. And it's basically the thaumaturgy, prestidigitation, minor illusion, druidcraft, sorcery, those spells, right? Or what I think that, no, sorcery is the DC20 version. So yeah, there will be those little baby spells, but then how we give them to people might be even something like a background feature or something like that too. So yeah. And then Vipora, how do we add spells from third-party content like Tome of Heroes and make them fit with DC20 spell design types? Wait, how do we add spells from third-party content like Tome of Heroes? I don't know what Tome of Heroes is. Tome of Heroes. Oh, it's a 5e content. Okay, it's 5e content. Okay. So Tome of Heroes, yeah. So now back to the question. How do we add third-party spells to make it fit within DC20 spells? Okay. So ultimately that's a 2-layered question here. One is let's change the question to how do you add spells from D&D? You know what I'm saying? To fit the spell, because that's really the question, is how do you turn D&D spells into DC20 spells, right? That is the ultimate idea. Now, there will be a guide on this. there will be a 5e conversion guide, and that is your solution. It's going to be the last thing released because we have to finish the game first. But there is going to be a 5e to DC20 conversion guide. Absolutely. That's just going to be a thing. So you would just use that guide and follow that as best you can to be able to give you the guidelines and stuff of how to do that, right? There will be some sort of level spell equals amount of mana spent. There'll be an easy conversion like that. Amount of damage thresholds as to how much damage it deals, how the saves work, how dynamic saves work, the effect, all that kind of stuff, right? So that's all going to be easily laid out. And then I'm also going to be doing like a video, like I'm also excited, a little bit excited to make videos again. Like once DC20 is done, guarantee you the creator of the game is going to make some videos about how to do some stuff, how to convert a spell, how to convert a monster, how to, you know what I'm saying? So that would be that. And then if you can convert a 5e spell to DC20, then therefore all third-party content creators will fall under that too. So I hope that makes sense. Great question. Kyle, will DC20 have a deck of many things cards? If so, will it have 20 cards? And maybe the deck's called the deck of 20 outcomes, DC of 200. What? And maybe called deck DC of 20 outcomes, DC 200. First of all, I love the deck of many things, and yes, there will be a DC20 version of deck of many things. That will be super sick. Is that the next Kickstarter? Who knows? Maybe, or it will be a part of it. Yeah, make a monster. Yeah. We're making a Manticore right now. My group, spoilers for any of my players that are watching. Next week, my party is going to fight a Manticore, and we have done a conversion. I guess it's not even a conversion. We don't even look at 5e when we're making DC20 monsters. Let's get real. Nope. There's going to be a full-blown Manticore, and that Manticore is also going to be going into the full game monster manual type stuff as well. So that's going to be super cool. Legendary, fight multiple things at the same time. Heck yeah. So yeah, we get a monster. It's actually, yeah, no. I don't know. We're not sneak peeking at that too. No. And then okay, back to questions. We got plans to make. Oh, yeah, okay. Dragon of Fire question. Is there any plans to make familiars deal more damage at higher levels than just 3? Yes. Familiars, summons, and all that kind of stuff, they'll be able to scale in that way with mana pumped into it and all that kind of stuff as well. Yep. Yes. And then Liam, will there ever be a magazine where we get a pregnancy chart for the different ancestries in case players want to have children with each other or NPC? I don't know about a pregnancy chart. That would not be, I would say in general, my answer to you right now would be they are all about the same as far as in case we want to have children, other NPCs. Yeah, it would be like humans is ultimately what the answer to that would be. So there's something that specific I don't think would pop into a DC20 magazine. So yeah, how long gestation periods are for people, right? 3.5 had a chart like that. Wild. That's wild. Anyway, Pete F. Will it be possible to gain random increases to stats in DC20? Like deck of many things. This would reshape the character. If I say might is suddenly more than int becomes the prime stat. Yeah. So in general, I don't know how to say it. I would say in general, no, but the game master can always choose to, there's going to be boons and upgrades and things like that, and talents are going to be doing this. So absolutely your character could stumble across something that does that. There will be stat increases. Now, random stat increases, I don't know what you mean by that, but like there's magic items that increase your stats. There could be a boon that your game master gives you that increases a stat, right? Absolutely, I could see it'd be and because DC20 and its attributes are so balanced and all these different things, it allows game masters to be like, you know what? They haven't leveled up. They did this really cool big thing. They're at this really mystical fountain. I want to give them a permanent upgrade. Everybody gets 1 attribute point. Whoa, sick. And then you get an attribute point. You know what I'm saying? So that type of stuff can happen. And it's not like crazy. You know what I'm saying? So heck yeah. Caleb. Any AoE tether spells binding a whole group to a single point? Yes. There might be not necessarily a couple, but there's a nature version of it, an earth version of it. I even have right now a light version of it, like an angel chains thing where there's a zone of area that deals radiant damage. And then shackles people to the yeah. So yeah, I think it's cool. So yeah, there you go, Caleb. And then Eric, question in Q&A 59. Ooh, citing he's got receipts. You mentioned you wanted to keep armor simpler, but will DC20 weapons have more variety than 5e? I don't know what you mean by more variety than 5e. I would say we already do. I would say DC20 weapons are more simple, have more variety, and more customizable than D&D, right? So I don't necessarily know what you mean by more variety, because you can already do custom. So technically, by default, it already does have more variety. But I'm not looking to have like a bigger table with like more potential options, because at the end of the day, I gave you guys the ingredients list of how we make all the weapons. Like it's right there. It's the custom weapon system, right? So we've automatically made a couple weapons just to let you kind of, make that process quicker, just like we do with ancestries and stuff. But there's that, right? So then, and I would say wait till you see 0.10's weapons and then go from there. You know what I'm saying? Second Bard question. How will the social system handle romancing NPCs? Bard question. I see what you did there. Romancing NPCs is going to be something that you ultimately, is again, Game Master Fiat, handle at the table. It is your choice whether or not the NPC starts to fall or swoon or this or that. There won't be a romance system. There's not going to be a seduction romance system in DC20. There's going to be a social system that have successes and patience. And if the patience runs out, and if the success happens, cool. And you could have, as the game master, choose for one of the levels of successes to be that they start to fall for somebody. So that's already going to be easy right there, which is another reason why the social system, I love it so much, and it's so customizable to be able to do whatever you want with it, right? And then Ash, Thaumaturgy opening doors for Mage. Mage hand is clutch. Ahaha. Ooh, but is there a Mage hand? That's another hot, spicy take. I don't think there's going to be a Mage hand spell in DC20. Hot take. I'll let 5e keep Mage hand. I'm not exactly like, oh, an ethereal hand floats through the air and grabs something. You know what I'm saying? I would just have that be telekinesis, and it's just telekinesis, and you are lifting and moving things up with telekinesis. There'll still be like an unseen servant. I think that's interesting, and maybe aspects of the unseen servant at lower levels function kind of like a mage hand. So maybe mage hand's in the game in that way, but it's connected to unseen servant, right? But mage hand in general is just telekinesis, and if you wanted to flavor telekinesis as a mage hand, sure, right? But yeah. So anyway, there's my hot take. Charlie, hi. Hey, what's up, Charlie? Wolfpack. So far, what are the digital platforms available? Shoot. So Foundry was the first to market. Foundry. Then there's Demiplane, and technically Roll20 is mixed in with there. And then DC Forge will be coming out soon. I'll be showing you guys and talking about DC Forge soon. Then we have the actual the app that's being worked on and is in early release still for that some of my people are making, my little mini squad is making, and that's it right now. There you go, Charlie. I got you. Cameron Bradford, what is your goal for how powerful level 10 or 20 will be? That's a hard question to answer. That's a very amorphous question, because it's like how powerful. I guess I don't know. What are you saying? What their pluses to their checks will be is, you can do the math yourself right now in the game and see that the base damage of spells will go up, but I don't want it to go up too much. And as far as power, I'll try and answer the question like this. I'm going to try and answer the question like this. So I don't want, and I will not stat in the game, like in the monster manual. I will not be statting out gods in DC20. They won't have stats. They just kill you. What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? There's a whole god lore is all separate. That's a whole other thing. They actually are barred off from the material plane, and gods are in their own realms and planes and stuff. But if you went to their plane, and they could just kill you. So that's nope. You're not gonna fight gods like that. I think that's just a bit too far. So level 20, you're gonna be taking down like massive ancient dragons and demigod type things. Maybe at the very high end, you could take in a demigod, right? But I want these things to be scary and big and scary and powerful, right? So in general, level 10 in Dungeons and Dragons will be about the same as level 10 in DC20, right? Now, in general, I think where Dungeons and Dragons makes a mistake in my opinion, from a game design standpoint, is their monsters are too weak. So like they can do big epic stuff, but like there's like Tiamat. You could like go fight Tiamat. Like it's crazy, right? And I know that they reincarnate but yeah. So the goal is to have them be similar to what you would expect from a Dungeons and Dragons, but maybe a bit more responsible in some ways and not game breaking when you get past level 12, 13 and all that kind of stuff, right? And things start to fall apart. That's not the goal, right? And then make sure that monsters can hold their ground and us not like lower the bar to where like, oh yeah, you're killing the god of fire. Wow, you did it, So anyway, great question. Like, can you give examples from other media? See, I still don't know what you mean by that question. Give examples from other media. So, like, what level people would be to be able to do certain things. So, like, the Avengers. I'm gonna try. This is a very interesting question. I'm a shot in the dark. The Avengers taking on Thanos in Endgame. The Avengers taking on Thanos in Endgame, they would be level, I want to say 20, but I'm going to say 18. You know what I'm saying? I feel like since there's so many of them. Honestly, there's so many of them. Maybe I could say 16. 15, 16, you know what I'm saying? So because there's just so many in that aspect, and we're thinking about a party of like 4 or 5, and taking on Thanos in that way, right? So then maybe, yeah, you get the idea. So there you go. Spoilers, I didn't spoil nothing. They fight Thanos. That's all I said. And the movie's so old. Get out of here, guys. That's funny. Tarash shouldn't have a stat block. Yeah. And if it did have a stat block, it should be way more than what it is now. Yeah. DC Crit, character creator, probably near dot 10. Yes. And see, that's another good example. DC Crit is another person with making a character creator and all this other stuff, but releasing things in 0.10. Lots of stuff's coming out in 0.10. A lot of people are going to be coming and releasing stuff in 0.10. DC Crit, another contender for sure. Mantic is the GOAT. Yeah, Mantic. I met Mantic in person. He's a freaking great dude. And then now, and we got another super chat. Lord Barrington has entered the chat. Good evening, sir. A small fee for missing last week's live show. Don't worry, Lord Barrington. There was no show last week. You were not tardy at all. I've played 5e and Daggerheart, but I have not looked into DC20's combat mechanics. How do you handle distance and movement? There we go, Lord Barrington. Lord Barrington, thank you for coming here to ask questions about the game. And you haven't played, you're still feeling it out, and you're still a pulse check. That's awesome. How do you handle distance and movement? So movement is measured in spaces. Every space is 5 feet, so that's familiar as far as D&D is concerned, Pathfinder. Every space is 5 feet, but you measure it in spaces. So a character has a default 5 spaces of movement, and you can spend 1 of your 4 action points to move 5 spaces. And you can like, when you spend that action point to gain 5 spaces, it's like a coupon. You have 4 action points, you spend 1 of them, you get 5 spaces of movement. You can spend those movement anytime during your turn, right? So I could move 2 spaces over here and attack somebody, and then move 2 spaces over there and help somebody, and then move. Ooh, I want to move more. I spend another action point and a bloop bloop, and now I move some more. You know what I'm saying? So that's the gist right there. And you can move diagonal, all that good stuff. No, we're not trying to get you, So there you go, Lord Barrington. Power hungry. Who wins in a fight between gods? How do they die? Is that theoretical? Are you trying to who wins in a fight between gods? If it's God v God, then if it's God v God, then see, there's some lore here that I'm trying not to. If it's God v God, they could absolutely kill each other. But now, how in the current state of the world, they couldn't get to each other to kill each other, which is also intended by the original prime creator of everything. And it's intended to be that way. And then how do they die? They could absolutely die. And some bad things would happen if a god died, and there'd be some ripple effects of things. So yes. And then nice. Oh wait, Lord Barrington. Oh no, there we go. Is there a god eater? Oh, crazy. I will not be at PAX. I'm not doing any conventions except for Gen Con until DC20 is finished. There we go. And then Avery himself. Question. What steps have been taken to ensure a balance between the spells and maneuvers of DC20? By the way, hello again. Long time no see. What's up, Avery? So much has been taken. If y'all didn't notice, we made all the maneuvers before we were making the spells. The maneuvers have laid out templates. We as a team now have templates for line spells, cone spells, arc spells, sphere spells, cylinder spells, zone spells that are like a wall. You can choose that. Yeah. All of those are templates. They all have a balanced amount of action points you spend to do them, the base damage that they have, all this stuff. So we have this baseline. That same baseline is used to make maneuvers and to make spells. So you can't mess it up. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at and like, oh, let me crunch the numbers and this, and that. Oh, they are balanced. It's not like that, like, oh, wow, this, and the balance between spells and resources spent. So it's not like that, like, oh, this spell has a higher, like, fireball in D&D, and the mana per damage, like, it's crazy. It's not even the balance. How do they, anyway? Yeah. So it's gonna be balanced AF is my best question there. And then, will DC20 spells have something cool for material components? Any progress on the spell focus rework? Is there a spell that can do crit damage on a nat 20? All spells do crit damage on a nat 20. You can crit on a spell and deals 2 more damage. Yeah. So there's that question. Spell focus rework. The spell focus system is already released. There's not necessarily a rework for it, but the spell focus system is going to be in 0.10. That's been available. Well, that's been to Bronze Dragon patrons have had that for a while, but that's going to be released in 0.10. And then material components, spells in general, I'm going to say this is maybe a hot take again. Spells in general will not have material components in that way unless there is some sort of like resurrection spell will have a material component, or some sort of spell that I need to gate behind some amount that you can't just keep spamming it over and over again, right? Like making a fortress or some sort of, there will be some spells that have a material component that is gold based or some sort of amount, right? That you just, for regulation purposes, that will happen. But in general, it's not going to be like, oh, you have to go get, bat poop to be able to, you know what I'm saying? That won't be a thing, but there will be expansion content, and there's a whole spell book that's going to be made. There's going to be a spell book with a custom magic system, material component system, the elementalist class, all these things. That's going to be a whole separate book that is more advanced spells for people who are interested in that. Yep. And then Liam lied about the bard question. I know we are getting DC 5, 10, 15, but how about a DC 18 plus for date night? Liam's on fire tonight, Liam, you need to douse yourself with some water. Liam's needs take a shower, Liam. But yeah, the DC 5, DC 10, DC 15, and then DC 20. And that's as far as that's it goes. We've made jokes about like DC 30 and it's like super crunchy and you need a calculus degree to play it. But that's a joke. And there definitely will not be any sort of like 18 plus date night DC 20s. So nope. And then now, let me do one more question here. Glenn Finney. I saw Glenn Finney have a question. How set is PD and AD? I mean, pretty set as far as I'm concerned. I have seen no issues or no reason to go back on PD and AD. The last chance that PD and AD had to like maybe go and change or something like that, a hydration check. Oh, Logan said hydration check for Liam. Nice, Liam. There we go. Say something in the chat. Say something in the chat. Oh, a friend of mine loved your system when I convinced him to play. His only hang up is that jump distance is calculated in feet, not tiles. He made a grappler and wanted to jump and pile drive enemies. No, Jump distance is measured in spaces or tiles. If you're jumping horizontally, jump distance is measured in spaces horizontally. It's only measured in feet if you're jumping vertically, which if you have a jump distance of 3 and you use that vertically, that would be jumping 15 feet into the air. That's insane, right? Right. Yeah, jump distance is by spaces. So hopefully that y'all got those rules right, and then maybe now he's excited because if y'all missed that, right? And then what was I finishing on? Oh yeah, the last chance PD and AD had, because it was a different, and then we changed it to PD and AD and all this kind of stuff. The last chance it had of really like maybe getting looked at again was Brennan Lee Mulligan. I had a meeting with Brennan Lee Mulligan, and we talked about it. I pitched him the entire concept of AD and PD. I pitched it neutrally. I pitched it with the pros and cons. I didn't try and like sell him on it or something. Like, I was just truly like trying to just paint the picture and ask him, do you like this? Is this better? And he said, undoubtedly, absolutely, this is better. This is amazing. The stuff it does for the game. And he actually rattled off some other ideas of things I was like, actually, no, I like it even more now. So yeah, there's that. And then also, because I saw somebody say this, my sons and their two best friends, we played DC5. Oh, here's the little tray. Check it out. Here's the little DC5 tray. We got the little D12s, right? And we got some little minis, and they have the little card. They have the little card right here. Little sneak peek there. Talon's name is Talcander. Isn't that cool? He wanted to name his character Talcander, because he knows my main character's name is Alcander in everything I do. So then he wanted to be Talcander. So I thought that was just freaking amazing. I'm gonna tear up. Okay. So then his gear. He's got a special, and he's got strong, fast, smart, and heart. Strong is obviously might. Fast is agility. Smart is intelligence, and heart is charisma. So amazing little sneak peeks into DC5, guys. So they're having a blast. They're saving dragon eggs. They're saving dragon eggs across the land in all the different types of areas, and they have to save the dragon eggs because if they hatch, the bad dragons will teach the baby dragons to be bad baby dragons, and they'll grow up to be bad dragons. But if they can save the eggs and take them and hatch them themselves, they can teach them how to be good dragons. That's the whole point of the campaign. So, yeah, you might see a little, not a magazine. I don't think that's gonna be magazine content. I probably will try and form it up for you guys. But anyway, let's do the giveaway. Winner earns a copy of DC20 and all future updates, along with the Monster Starter Pack. And if you already backed the Kickstarter, you get even more cool stuff. Winner is Kyle. Let's go. Kyle, it says, Kyle, get off the stage. Nightbot, why are you roasting Kyle? Nightbot, chill. Nightbot, chill. Wait, at Kyle. Wait, get off the stage. Stop spamming symbols. It's a warning. Oh, no, David Fontaine won. Oh my gosh, Nightbot. No, it's not, Kyle. Kyle got. I thought Kyle won. But no, Nightbot was just warning Kyle in between the winner. Poor form, Nightbot. You just baited Kyle. I feel bad for Kyle. It's okay, Kyle. I got you. The winner is David Fontaine. There we go. David, go to Discord. Message a moderator. The names are in red. We'll get you set up. Nightbot's like, and the winner is, by the way, Kyle, stop it. David Fontaine. That's funny. So anyway, stay tuned for spells next week. See you guys next week. Stay creative. Things out of the box.